Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylie. I am the Introverted Reader, and today's video, you can see by the title, is we're going to be discussing a book as we do on this channel. I read Phantasma by Kaylie Smith for the first time. I started it in December and then I finished it just as we were getting into the new year. It's a fantasy romance that's been circling around. And you guys know I had read some contemporary romances previous and I'd done discussion videos on them. And then I thought, you know what, I'm kind of done with the contemporary romance for a while. Like I want some fantasy romance. Like I want a demon daddy, or like I want like a ghost, or in this case with Phantasma, a phantom. So we're going to sit here and discuss it. There may or may not be spoilers, but you can stick around if you want, but I'll try and keep it as spoiler-free as I possibly can. But I'll give you a warning beforehand if I have something to discuss. So we're well and hydrated. Be sure that you are as well. And yes, let's discuss Phantasma, shall we? So Phantasma is, it's sort of like a gothic-y inspired story set in New Orleans, which is a city that I want to visit so bad. The way it gets described in books just makes it sound so magical. But it's set in New Orleans and are centering around our main character, Ophelia, and her sister, Genevieve. And their mother recently passed. It basically starts off with Ophelia talking about how she discovered her mother's corpse in the living room. So her mother passes, and obviously they're going through the grieving process and everything, but Ophelia has a lot on her shoulders because her mother was the head of the family, and then now being head of the family has fallen on her because she's the oldest. She's been trained to do so. They're a family of necromancers. So the power essentially has passed on to Ophelia, and she's a very, very anxious wee girl. She's very anxious. And so anyway, and then they find out that their mother had made some pretty bad financial decisions when it came to running their house. She borrowed a lot of money. She hadn't paid it all back. So basically they're in a bit of a pickle. And then, so Genevieve, the younger sister, decides to take it upon herself to fix it because Ophelia has a lot on her plate. Like I said, she's very anxious. And I'll say as well, there's some sort of like OCD representation in this. She talks about this shadow voice in her head that tells her to do things. And if she doesn't do them, bad things happen. Like if you don't knock on that wall 5 times, your sister will die. Or if you don't make it back home in the next 30 seconds, then the demons and ghosts that live on the streets are going to eat you and all this. So anyway, so she's all that going on. Genevieve disappears and she's like, where's my sister? Where's my sister? And then come to find that her sister has enrolled herself in a game that takes place every year called Phantasma. And basically what Phantasma is, it's like these people, they go to this old gothic mansion that just appears there every so often, and demons and ghosts reside inside the house. And when you get in, the devils essentially that reside there give you riddles and you have to participate in a game. And I'll tell you what, reading this alongside watching Squid Game made it 10 times more fun, I'll tell you that. But anyway, so basically the devils in the house, they basically, it's like 9 different levels, because 9 levels of hell, essentially. And Ophelia finds her sister has gone there to participate in this game. And so she, obviously being the older sister, she's like, no, I can't lose my sister as well. I have to go get her. And she runs there and she ends up taking part herself where, sorry, I have a hair on my face, where we meet our love interest. Yes, we do. Blackwell, who is a phantom. He's not just a ghost, he's a phantom. And he is attached to the house somehow. He cannot leave. He is cursed to remain within the house, within Phantasma, forever and ever. And basically, they come across each other and they make a deal. He's like, I will help you make it through this game and help you find your sister if you help me be free of this house, because I've been attached here. And his memory is slowly starting to go. Like, them meeting in Phantasma was not the first time they met, but then whenever she tries to remind him of that, because, you know, obviously she's a necromancer and she deals with, like, you know, the ghosts and stuff, whenever they first meet, she doesn't look at him. She has her back turned because her mom had always said, like, don't look at the devils, don't look at the ghosts or whatever. And she asks him, what can I do to free you? And he says, a heart and a key will set me free. And then when she reminds him of that, he's like, what? I don't remember that. Did I say that? Like, have we met before? And then it's like this whole thing. So anyway, they make a bargain. And yeah, he agrees to help her if she agrees to get him out the house, essentially. And yeah, it all goes from there. And I will say, I had so much fun with this book. I like holding my Kindle like this and just not able to put it down, just wanting to read more and more and more. I thoroughly enjoyed the romance within this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Blackwell, oh my god, are you kidding? Like, the banter, like, oh my, It was like whenever I was reading Throne of Secrets, like with the Demon Daddy in there, I was like, I could just imagine like the author of this book typing out all the words that would come out of this man's mouth and just sitting giggling and kicking her own feet, being like, oh my god, because that's what I was doing. Just giggling and kicking my feet the whole time. And I love fantasy romance so much. I love it so much because it was a fantasy romance that got me into reading in the first place. So reading this genuinely got me by the neck. It had me by the neck. And like all the game stuff was interesting and fun and all. It was all very convoluted. It was like convoluted. That's not a word. But basically, you know, a devil comes out, they give you a riddle, and they trap you in this room, and you basically have to find your way out before the time runs out. And all very Squid Game-esque, I'll just say, you know, like with the riddles and the timers and being all like, oh no, I want to leave. And, you know, the whole like, oh, you say you want to leave. And like, you know, like we believe in free will. Like you came here of your own volition. It's not our fault you fail. It's not my fault that you got maimed. You know, it's just, it's all just, oh, I loved it. I thoroughly had a great time reading Phantasma. And I will say, I did really enjoy Ophelia, because Ophelia at the beginning of the book, like I said, extremely anxious, extremely terrified, very kept to herself, didn't talk much. She was just like reeling from the death of her mom and, you know, feeling very overwhelmed by the weight she had on her shoulders, because like she doesn't want to be like the new head of the family. Like she really, really doesn't want that responsibility. That much is clear. But then as it goes on, you know, she's just like, you know, but like it's something that, you know, she's just like, I have to, because it's my mother's legacy. It's my grandmother's legacy. Like it's our whole family's history. I have to do this for the family. And it's like, yeah, but what do you want? Do you know what I mean? And I just, and I highlighted a few things as well, I think, but I can't remember some of them because my Kindle is somewhere and I can't be bothered to find it. But anyway, in short, Phantasma, that got a full 5 stars from me. I was enthralled all the way through, and like I said, reading this and watching Squid Game in between reading this genuinely made it 10 times better, because like, you know, the whole game aspect. And I'll tell you something, I adore books that have like a competition aspect to them, or like a game of some sort attached to them, like only one of you are gonna come out of this alive, or if you sign up, you're signing your life away. I'm like, give me that. Give me that, please. But anyway, that's all I have to say on Phantasma at the moment. I realize this is a relatively short video, but that's all I have to say. So let me know if you've read this and what you thought, your feelings and your opinions and all that. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new or if you haven't already. And be sure to ring the bell so you know whenever I upload next. All my socials are down below as always. I am still on Twitter for the time being. I might not be. I might be getting rid of that soon. So follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Blue Sky. Follow me on TikTok. Like, I know, my poor American friends. I'm so sorry. But hopefully it won't. Hopefully, I don't know. We can only hope. But anyway, follow me everywhere else. And I will see you next week, next Tuesday, for my next video, where we're going to be talking about my year in books for 2024. And I'm very excited about that. So yes, I will see you in the next one. Bye.